Welcome, everybody, to our live Sunday night show. This is an off bye week episode where we're going to talk not only Iowa Hawkeyes, but some other teams and the entire Big Ten. We're going to have a discussion tonight. You will see that Kelvin and Paul are not with us tonight because this was not one of our regular shows. Calvin will return on Tuesday. Paul has to work, so Paul will not be a part of our Tuesday night show when we preview the Oregon Ducks, and we might have a special guest on the Oregon Ducks. I have to confirm that. All right, guys, everybody, right in front of you, you will see the subscribe button. Smash it now, okay? Do it now while you guys are there, okay? Everybody, just do it, and then hit the like button, and then leave some comments. You can comment tonight live while we're live. Should be fun. Also, share it out. Share it out with everybody. Share it out to the entire Big Ten nation. Okay? Everybody, we're going to have some fun with this one tonight. I would like to introduce, and I'm just going to start with the man that's directly to my left and the yellow up there, and they're going to introduce themselves one by one, and they're going to tell you which team they're representing in the Big Ten today.
Hello, my name is Tavian, and I will be representing Iowa today.
Brett?
Welcome on, Tavian.
Brett. Your turn, Brett.
My name is Brett, and I'm representing Nebraska for the Big Ten.
Okay. Jaden.
My name is Jaden, and I'm representing the world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
I thought you were going to say the Ohio State. And the man who needs no introduction, our coach, Jason Hackwell.
What's up, everybody? But before we get started, I have to say this. I wanted to say this before we went live.
Okay.
Dean, don't say anything about what could happen this weekend if we go to the Oregon game, what we're going to do. Because Tavian's mom doesn't really want to go because of the weather, but we might be going. And there's a surprise for Tavian, and I don't want you to say it. You know what's going to happen this weekend?
Yes, I have an idea. Yes, of course I do.
The tailgating. Who we're going to tailgate with? Okay.
Yeah. Who doesn't know?
All of them. None of them know, but obviously Tavian's the big one because he might go with. If his mom, because the weather's supposed to be bad, so
okay.
Now we're thinking Michigan State, but we want to go to Oregon for the reason that Dean.
Yes. Okay. That's fine. That's all good. Is Tavian the one that races the Mustang?
Yes. Yeah, that would be me.
Okay. Well, you guys should just get in it and head, and just like speed. I got a Mustang too, but it's a pooch compared to yours, I'm sure.
Well, you're on that California gas.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't even. To be totally honest, I mean it's got a 6 in it, but it still takes the mountain hills pretty slow. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna let you guys do a lot of the talking. I'm just gonna try to set you up, but I just kind of wanted to go over the current standings in the Big Ten right now, and right now Indiana is in first place by virtue that they've played one more game, 6-0, and Ohio State's 5-0, number 2. But they're tied for first. They're then tied for third as Michigan and Iowa and Oregon and USC. Sorry, guys. That's my wife.
All good.
I should have muted myself and just let her know. Anyway, they're all tied with Michigan playing one more game, so Michigan gets the third spot right now. So we'll talk about this, on how many teams Iowa could get into the playoffs. Not Iowa, Big Ten. In my scenario, the way I've got it worked out, Oregon don't make it, boys, but we'll get there. Oregon and USC and Minnesota all tied. And no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Oregon and USC are tied. Minnesota and Northwestern, UCLA, Washington are all basically tied with 2 losses. Illinois, which is a surprise, 3-3. Nebraska, another surprise in my books, 3-3. Maryland and Rutgers each have only 1 win. Penn State has lost 5 consecutive games, is now 0-5, followed behind by Michigan State, Purdue, and Wisconsin. Wisconsin might be the worst team in the Big Ten this year, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty scary to see that.
All right, guys. Let's just start out a little bit by talking about yesterday's game. And you guys were at the USC Nebraska game, which I managed to watch the whole thing last night without falling asleep last night. That was a tight game at the end. So I usually fall asleep on these games and don't know what the score was until I get up in the middle of the night and check my phone. Anyway, guys, if you want to talk a little bit about that game last night, what you saw, and Raiola leaving the game injured.
Yeah. I think Raiola leaving completely switched that game. I think it's completely different if he stays out there.
The stadium was dead the second Latif went in.
Yeah.
There was no atmosphere left. And I don't know. The game felt weird the whole time once Raiola went down.
Well, it's tough to throw him into that position anyway. I mean, you're not expecting to go into the game, and now you're starting against USC on prime time in front of 90,000 people in a blackout game. That's about as difficult as it'll get for your first real snap in a game against a decent opponent. That's not against the backups.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I mean, looking at Nebraska, USC, they averaged about 500 yards a game, somewhere north of 40 points per game. Nebraska held them to, I want to say, 330 total and 21 points. So, with Raiola, I think Nebraska wins that probably by 2 possessions, maybe 10. They moved the ball with Latif in the game. Nebraska got too conservative, in my opinion, when they tried to go 17-6. They just should have got that extra yard. Yeah. But I think that's what ultimately turned the game on its head, was that point right there.
Yep.
Okay.
It was really just Nebraska's rush defense too.
Yeah.
USC was able to run all over them that game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not only that, but Nebraska also rushed pretty well over USC too.
For sure.
Emmett Johnson, I think, is one of the best running backs in the country this season.
I'd agree.
He's doing well. And actually, Dean and I discussed this part in the Nebraska game. I believe it was Dean, that Nebraska was running all over them. And then all of a sudden they started to throw the ball out of nowhere. And it stalled their drives, even with Raiola.
Yeah.
I was why are you throwing it? They can't stop the run. What are you doing?
Yeah. And that's what, and I know, Jason, that was you and me. And I just said, what the heck are they doing? Go back to your original game plan.
Yeah.
I really wanted Nebraska to win that game because I wanted Nebraska to show us how to beat USC.
Well, I think they still did. I mean, you saw USC's run defense. But the way Nebraska's defense shut down they really did what Iowa did to Indiana. Iowa shut down Indiana compared to their season stats. Nebraska did the same thing to USC. So that kind of makes you excited as a Hawkeye fan as well. It kind of shows that USC's offense can be slowed down.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Nebraska's secondary is elite.
What was that?
Nebraska's secondary is elite too, I would say.
Yes.
They're pretty good, yeah.
But in the end, that doesn't really make much difference if you can't do the number one thing that you're taught to do in football, and that's stop the run. That's like the same issue they ran in against Michigan. Underwood played horrible football, but I mean, you have Marshall. He had like a 50-yard touchdown, and then Justice Haynes, 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And then Bryce Underwood had like a 35-yard touchdown on the ground.
Yeah.
So I think if Nebraska could figure out their run defense, then everything will come together. But as long as they can still have people run all over them, and that'll be really tough to stop.
I think they're missing their 2 big DTs for sure from last year. I think that's a huge piece to their defensive struggles this year.
And that's always hard to replace. I mean, you have two guys go to the NFL, and I think they were over 300 pounds, and now the average size of their D line is like 270 or something like that.
Yeah, their D line's super young. I think they're the youngest team in the Big Ten, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska, you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay. I got them actually finishing their last 3 games 2-1. You can probably figure out where I put the one loss at.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they actually have a pretty winnable schedule here out. They just have to come up with a different game plan because of a different quarterback. And I would expect to see that ball on the ground quite a bit. And even before Raiola went out, they showed that they could run the ball pretty well, pretty effectively.
I don't know what Nebraska's OC's thinking because he's an air raid guy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a huge part of. I mean, he's a Mike Leach disciple. I really like him. He wants to throw the ball. So that could have been a part of it. He doesn't have the patience to keep grinding the clock, right? The boring offense that nobody likes, but it was working. So I wonder if they didn't start throwing the ball the same way you guys complain about Tim Lester when we're dominating running the ball, but then he'll throw passes. Maybe that was just his game plan, but he doesn't come out in the second half and adjust like Tim Lester. They're still doing the same stuff. So I'm not sure what Nebraska's deal is. I don't know what they're going to do with this new kid at quarterback.
Every time Nebraska would get some runs like that just about that entire first possession was all runs, thrown in a couple of passes, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of got away with it.
Yep.
Yeah. And they just kind of got away with it went away from that out there. And I just blame Raiola trying to think he's Mahomes again. You know, hey, I could do what Mahomes does, so I'm just going to start slinging that ball all over the place.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know. I mean, the guy's supposed to be a pretty good quarterback, but he didn't show me anything in this game, guys. I don't know if it was just a bad game he was having before he got hurt or what.
So I think, watching a lot of Raiola, watching him play, it's more or less the routes that develop. The offensive line won that. If they're trying to take a deep shot, he doesn't have enough time to begin with. So he relies on those checkdowns a lot. But 2, the receivers just aren't open half the time when they call the plays, which is why he holds on to the ball for as long as he has to. I see people saying, "Oh, he's holding on to it. He's the reason why Nebraska's getting sacked, or he's getting sacked a million times a game." But I saw some Nebraska guy on Twitter broke down an entire possession from the one of the end zones, and you can just see that none of the routes were developing down the field, and everything was covered. So Raiola had no choice but to either try and take up with his legs or get sacked, trying to make something out of nothing.
I will throw this in there. He's worried about his completion percentage. He can throw it away. That's his next development. He's got to stop worrying about his completion percentage.
Yeah.
He doesn't throw the ball away. He just holds it. I mean, they have the get out of the box and throw it away rule for a reason. He just holds it because he does not want to throw an incomplete pass. And he's completing, 70% of his passes? But he gets sacked because he doesn't want to throw an incomplete pass. That's kind of the next development phase for Raiola. Plus, I kind of gave the rundown last week on him. He does struggle in the play action passing game. When he turns his back to the line of scrimmage and he's not looking at the field to do the play action, he doesn't pick up the play very well after that. He doesn't see the defense very well. A lot of his interceptions come on play action pass. It's because he just doesn't pick up what happens after he turns his head. He's much better in like an air raid style. If he's play action, it's like this. It's not like this. So, I mean, he is much better in that air raid, but yeah, he needs to stop worrying about his completion percentage.
I think they need to stick to that RPO game. That's their bread and butter all year.
Well, that's what they did. That's what, in the opening drive, they did a few RPOs that were really good.
Yep.
Okay. Guys, let's talk about Michigan's narrow win over Purdue. Why was that game so close? I didn't get a chance to watch any of it. I don't know if any of you guys did, but it looked, 21-16. I would expect Michigan to put on a few more points than that.
Yeah, we were at the game while that was going on, and from what I saw, I mean, I just saw a ton of clips of Underwood just throwing the ball across the middle of the field, nobody around, very inaccurate, and that caused Purdue just to keen on the run game. And without Haynes, it was just Marshall that was back there running today or yesterday. So the run game wasn't quite there how it has been in previous weeks. Leaving Underwood to have to throw the ball more, and it was not the prettiest, to say the least.
Okay. All right. What about Minnesota's comeback win over Michigan State in overtime when Michigan State actually had that game won in regulation? What do you guys any comments on that one? I did watch part of that game and especially the end of it.
I wasn't able to watch that game, so I'm not too sure what happened at the end there.
Well, I mean, I can go back to the Purdue game. I mean, you went a little too fast, but with the Purdue game, is their run defense played very well, but Underwood struggled really bad. And the offensive line for Michigan struggled really bad in that game, and the defensive line did. I mean, Purdue ran the ball on him as well, but it was just it's with the freshman quarterback, you just don't know who's going to show up, especially a quarterback that's a running quarterback. He's a runner first. I mean, he had wide open receivers that he just kept missing. If he completes those passes, the game won't be close. I mean, talent-wise, Michigan had all of it, but it just wasn't going for him that day. And maybe they were looking forward. I don't know who they play this week or if they have a bye week. Maybe they thought they were coming in thinking they were going to destroy him. But Michigan State Minnesota they got up 10-0, and what they felt like they were going to cruise. I think it was 10-0 in the first quarter, if I remember right. And it was looking like Minnesota was going to run away with it. And then starting in the third quarter, Michigan State came out looking like the 49ers. And it was like, what the hell? It's like Minnesota flipped their defense. They couldn't cover anybody. They couldn't stop the run. But, yeah, I mean, it's just another close game. I don't know if it was a trophy game for them, but Michigan State just played a heck of a second half. The better team won in the end, but
all right. Yeah. Michigan State took a lead late against Minnesota, and Minnesota somehow, with under 2 minutes to go, this sound familiar, guys? Marched down the field and scored the touchdown to tie the game up. And so,
yep, I mean, that's what happened. Yeah. Drake Lindsay, clumsy as he is, I don't think he was in the end zone. I think it was ruled wrong. But Minnesota's quarterback, 6'5", just lanky, can't run. He stumbled, and instead of going into the pylon, inside it, his right foot was literally out of bounds, and the ball was at the half-yard line, and they still called him in. That was at the very end of the game, too.
Yeah. Well, I think that was one of those plays where they couldn't make it decision. So since they called it a touchdown, they had to stick with it. You can kind of tell by the way the referee announced that the touchdown was upheld. Okay. Well, let's just start going down the line with the team to just kind of talk about what they've got to do the rest of the season. Like right now, Indiana's listed as the number one team in the Big Ten in the standings just by virtue of one extra game. Guys, what do they got to do to stay undefeated? We know that they're probably going to the playoffs already. They're already 9-0 on the season. And they're not likely to lose 3 games. So
they just got to keep doing what they're doing.
Their schedule's super favorable.
All they have left is Penn State, Wisconsin, and Purdue. So there's not a game that they should lose that's in their future.
Actually, I agree, and I got them 3-0 to finish the season. So, yeah. Who would have thought Penn State would have been chumping?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just kind of move on to Ohio State, and let's let the Ohio State guy tell us about this team. Been number one most of the year nationally. returning champion, national champion, could repeat.
I had
Jaden.
them repeating. It was
Jaden, you're
Jaden.
muted.
Yeah, Jaden's muted.
Oh, is he? I didn't realize he was muted.
They play
Abby's
Purdue.
probably yelling at him.
No, she came inside the house and our dog was barking at people outside, so I muted my mic really quickly.
Oh, okay.
But they play Purdue at like 1 p.m. on the Big Ten Network, which I think is an odd kickoff time for this upcoming weekend. And then they have UCLA and then Rutgers. Those 3 games, I think they'll have no trouble. The last game of the season though against Michigan. I mean, you would think that last year that they would have won with ease with what they had, and that Michigan had the worst offense, probably in their existence of being a college football team, and Ohio State still could not figure out how to beat them. But I think if Ohio State sticks to that same game plan that they had yesterday, and that's just give the ball to Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate as much as possible down the field, they'll have no issues with Michigan. Which then that leads them to playing in Indianapolis against more than likely Indiana. And that game, I think the winner of that should not be dropped out of the top 4. I mean, you have 2 undefeated teams going into that game, and then you're gonna I feel like you have to keep the loser in that spot because they're playing the game against either number 1 or number 2, whatever it lines up to be at that time.
Now, am I wrong? Aren't the 4 conference winners automatically slotted in the top 4? Or are they going to? Are they going to seed everybody now? They're going to do seeding.
Yeah, it's just 1 through 12 is how they're going to seed this year. But the conference champion winner does get an automatic bid into the playoff, just not those top 4 seeds.
Well, I would keep Indiana or Ohio State, whoever the loser in the top 4. I would agree with you.
But it'll come down
to all the
to
ranked 1 and 2 in the nation.
Yeah, I don't think you can penalize the loser in that game for playing in the Big Ten championship game against the top 2 opponent.
Yeah. Both those teams will be in the playoff.
Well, they'll be in the playoff. It's just a matter of if they get the first round bye or if they have to go host a home playoff game or not.
Yeah.
So that'll be the big test for them. And after last year's game, I bet you Indiana's very anxious to play Ohio State with what Ohio State did to end the game. They scored with like 20 seconds left at the 1 yard line. They could have taken a knee. They do a QB sneak and get into the end zone. And then as the game is over, they have a video or a picture of Kirk Cignetti on the big screen that says Google me with the score of the game up on the big board, and everybody's making fun of him. So I bet you that's something that Indiana's looking forward to. And knowing Cignetti, he's still probably thinking about that and is looking forward to playing Ohio State for that reason.
For sure.
Especially with Cignetti's personality. I mean, that's who he is. He's going to run it up on you. He's going to do the same stuff.
So. Exactly.
Yes. I was just thinking. I lost my train of thought while I was letting you talk, and it might come back to me. It could come back to me.
Write it down.
Right.
Write it down.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I have Ohio State finishing the season 4-0 to go 9-0 as well. So they'll be tied for first. Indiana and Ohio State in the title game. I'm not yet going to pick a winner. I'll wait till the game is really there, ready to go.
Yeah.
You know what, guys, I would like to see is what their best have talked, but they're not doing it yet, is the weekend where the Big Ten title team goes, that everybody plays a team, what do they call it, championship weekend type thing, where you're matched up with another team. You know, everybody gets a little extra game in, you know. Originally, I think the Big Ten wanted to use it as a, quote, play-in game to the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but yeah, they were talking about having like 4 play 12, stuff like that. Like going down the list, not having the top 3 teams play, or it might have been the top 4 teams they wouldn't play, but then have 5 play 12 and on down like that.
Right.
Because they don't get a game that week, but I just don't agree with that. Just seems silly in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a money grab.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Well, then I got Michigan finishing their last 3 games, going 2-1 and losing to Ohio State. Finally, they're Ohio State. You know, as Jaden says, good. They're going to get that Michigan monkey off their back this year.
Hopefully.
That as far as I know, rumors are that Coach Ryan Day saved his job by winning a national championship because it sounded like he was supposed to lose his job. But all he did was go out and win a national title. Gonna fire me? I'll show you.
I read a story about that. Some guy released a book about it, and they interviewed his wife, and she said that after that Michigan game, he did not sleep, and he was up at like 2 and 3 in the morning taking notes on certain teams for the entire duration of the playoffs. So majority of the nights that, he wasn't at a game, she said that he slept for probably like 1 to 2 hours.
Oof.
Just focused on who he was playing that week.
That's why he wins, right?
Yeah.
John Gruden type stuff. Never leaves the office.
Yeah. All right. And so anyway, like I said, I got Michigan finishing 2-1 to go 7-2. And I think they're kind of going. They're doing better than I anticipated they would do. I didn't expect them to be in this position. I'll be honest with you. I just thought that they would stumble along the way, maybe be 6-3 or something like that, 5-4. And so I was wrong. Same with Indiana, by the way, guys. I thought they'd be something like an 8-4 team this year, 7-5. I thought they would have a winning season, but I did not think they could repeat what they did last year. And prove me wrong. I'm wrong again.
I don't think anyone could do that. I don't think anyone could
NIL changed the game.
Yeah.
Indiana put 25. They have a $25 million roster.
Yeah.
It's
not. It's so bad that they don't have one Mendoza on the team. They've got 2. So when one's gone, the other one's just going to stop in.
Yeah.
And he did. And when he came in, back up in the one game, the brother, he looked just every bit as good.
Yeah.
Where does Cinetti find these guys? Can we get Cinetti hired to go out and find us some quarterbacks for Iowa?
He offers money to good quarterbacks.
There you go.
He learned from, Fernando was at California. He was balling out there, and Cinetti saw him. He went to the transfer portal and went and got him. You just throw money at kids who especially in the transfer portal, because you've seen them play. When they're not coming out of high school, when you don't know if that person is just dominating because he's just better than those high school kids, when you actually see him play on the Division I field and dominate, it's a huge difference when you got the transfer portal, throw money at these people. Cignetti, all he did was say, oh, wow, you're pretty good at California. Hey, come to Indiana. Here's a couple million.
All right, guys. In the 4th spot, or tied for 3rd, I have Iowa finishing 7-2, going out with a 3-1 record. The one loss will either be USC or Oregon. I don't know yet. But I just figure we're going to lose to one of the two because they're back-to-back weekends. And so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to maintain when both of those got high-powered offenses and stuff. And
we have a high-powered defense. I will never understand this logic.
Okay, all right.
I was going 4-0. They're going to pound the ball at both teams.
I hope you're right, dude.
They're going to pound the ball at both teams. Both teams, they can do that too. Oregon is full of speed, but they struggle stopping the run.
Yeah.
So
I will say this about that. I the way I got it set up, Iowa should be 9-3 with what I set up here now. I had them at 8-4 originally for this in my preseason prediction, so I'm not going to be too far off. I think, unless they go 10-2, then I'm way off.
Yeah. So I had Iowa at 9-3 as well in the preseason predictions. To this point, the only thing that's flip flopped is I had Iowa beating Indiana and losing to Penn State. But fortunately, Penn State's not that good. And then I have Iowa losing to Oregon, but then coming back and beating USC that next week.
Yeah, my original predictions were trying to Penn State, Oregon, Nebraska. Then it was either going to be either Indiana or Iowa State. We weren't going to lose both in my book. That was a 50-50. Both of those were 50-50 games, and I said we are going to split that for my 8-4. I wasn't counting on losing them both, but Iowa did show me that they could hang with both of them. And, despite Iowa State losing 5 games in a row now, and they're still not bowl eligible, or is it 4 games? It's 4 games in a row, and still not bowl eligible. 4 weeks ago, a month ago, they could have been bowl eligible, and they haven't won a game since.
Injuries killed Iowa State.
Yeah, it's from what I'm hearing, so they're suffering through what Iowa suffered through years ago, and that's not enough depth on their team.
Yeah, their defense is not good. So they have a lot of injuries on that side of the ball, and it got exposed in that Cincinnati game when they were just throwing 80-yard bombs down the field. And I guess even against BYU 2 weeks ago, they were winning, I think 24-10 or something like that, and then they lose by double digits. So,
yeah,
I think I will have an easier time with Oregon than USC, just because they will be traveling to USC, obviously, different time zones, and we have Oregon at home. Oregon should be the tougher team, but I think we have a higher chance of beating Oregon than USC. And then we went out with Michigan and Nebraska, or Michigan State and Nebraska.
Dean feels that way too. Dean's always said that we're not going to win at USC.
I never said that. For the longest time, I said we were going to win that game, but now I'm kind of scared of them because they're better than I thought they were.
That's all I'm saying. Both said they haven't won on the West Coast for
no. That's other people saying that. I'm the one that's saying sooner or later we got to break that West Coast streak because the only team. Now listen. The only place Iowa hasn't won on the West Coast is the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
And that's UCLA.
They have wins in the Holiday Bowl. They have wins in the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. They have wins in Arizona in the Insight Bowl or some other bowl. I think they won a couple times there in Arizona in the bowl games. All right. I believe that's outside of the Rose Bowl. The Freedom Bowl. Don't forget the defunct Freedom Bowl in Anaheim. Okay.
Right.
Where we smashed Texas and made Hayden Fry's night. You guys are too young about that one.
I remember. Well, I wasn't. Yeah, I was probably in elementary school when that happened.
Yeah. But anyway, all I'm saying is we're not going to Pasadena. We're not going to play inside the Rose Bowl. We're going to the Coliseum. So, boys, I think we can beat USC in the Coliseum. But they are a tougher team than I anticipated. They are one of the highest scoring teams in the Big Ten. They are the best passing team in the Big Ten. So, which they didn't show a lot of that yesterday until later in the game.
They haven't played against Iowa's defense, but I had Iowa at 10-2. I still think they're going to be 10-2, but I had them losing to Penn State and Oregon. With it, I thought Oregon would be 11-1, a game for Iowa. Mm-hmm. I did not think they'd lose to Indiana. I did not think they would lose to Iowa State. So the teams that I picked obviously were messed up, but now after watching, we already beat Penn State. And after watching Oregon, I really think Iowa can beat Oregon more than what I thought preseason, because I had Ohio State going undefeated, winning the national title. I still have that. but I had Oregon at number 2 and Penn State at number 3. But I just didn't see how Iowa could beat Penn State, with the roster they had coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now after watching all the teams and comparing everything and how good I told you Iowa's defense was going to be this year, one of our debates was about Iowa's defense. And I said, they're so much faster this year. We're seeing so much more blitzing. We're seeing a lot of man coverage because we have corners that can do that. We have speed all over the field. And that makes me feel that much better with the Oregon game. So knowing our defense can keep up with some of their speed. Now they have a freshman wide receiver that I don't think anybody on Iowa's team can keep up with, except maybe Weegen, but he plays offense. So I don't think we have a defender that can keep up with him. But
maybe we work on him this off bye week. We have him work on a little bit on being a cornerback or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to be all about that pressure
Mm-hmm.
because they do have one kid that we don't have an answer for. But if you put pressure on the quarterback, he's not going to be able to throw as accurately. So I'm thinking we're going to blitz the hell out of him. We're going to play a little bit more man coverage like we have been for a lot of the year, more than a normal Iowa team. So it's not like you're just getting straight zone defense like we used to. So yeah, I really believe I feel better about the Oregon game and USC for that matter because of Iowa's style of play. Because we will run the ball, unlike Kansas State. I thought they would run the ball. So they ruined my weekend, but
So I didn't know that Oregon had a quarterback too, but he's back playing again, or he will be back playing.
I didn't know he got hurt.
He was hurt against Wisconsin. That's where they struggled a little bit with him.
Oh, that's right.
But he's been off for 2 weeks since then, so
yeah,
he should be fine. Okay, what about Phil Parker's well-funded comment?
Oh. Now, I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but Dan Lanning is just a psycho, right?
Yeah, someone has said this before, and he crushed him. So let's hope that doesn't go against us.
And he will. He'll use that. He'll use anything.
But it's true. Lanning, it's true. You are well-funded, and you know it.
Well, yeah, but he won't let his team feel that way.
There's no hiding it.
Yeah, there's no hiding it, but he's not going to let his players feel that way. And he'll use anything. He's a complete psycho. He said, he has a quote where he said, I told my players that you don't need motivation to kick ass, but it doesn't hurt to put fire under their ass or something like that.
It doesn't hurt to pour gasoline on a fire is what he said.
And yeah, so I mean, he takes everything he can. That's the kind of coach he is. Like he loves bulletin board material. And the thing is, when Oklahoma State's old coach said it, like he legit said it, he was trying to say, Oregon, I don't have that money that Oregon has. Well, but Parker wasn't saying it in that way. He was just being Parker. He's just, letting you know the truth. He wasn't even saying, he just said, they're well funded. They have speed everywhere. Like he was just kind of saying it the Parker's way. Like Parker is not that type he's not just going to come out and say stuff, but Lanning's going to take it that way.
Yeah, but you know what? I wish he wouldn't have said it, and he knows better.
He wasn't saying, he doesn't know better because he wasn't saying it like that. He wasn't saying it to be, disrespectful.
I know that. But Lanning knows that too, but he's not going to let that one go.
It's like you said, Dan Lanning, it does not matter how you say it. If you said something that resembles disrespect, if they will use it.
Something that he can use. He will.
Yes.
I mean, he's a nut. I mean, Dan Lanning is crazy. He's legit. He's like Scattaboo, if you guys know the running back for the Giants.
Yeah.
He's always howling at the moon and stuff. That's Dan Lanning. He's got that white boy crazy in him. It's just nuts.
Okay, so it's just kind of funny how, we're talking about Oregon when they were the next one on my list. I had them going, believe it or not, guys, I have them going 2-2 to finish the season, losing to us and Washington. I believe they traveled to Washington their last game. And going 6-3 in the Big Ten. They're going to miss the playoffs if that happens. They're not going to the playoffs.
Yeah, the Big Ten's only going to get 4 teams. And what's going to help out teams would be in Jay's scenario with Indiana and Ohio State going undefeated. So then, like, Oregon wouldn't have to play that game. Iowa wouldn't have to play that game. Michigan wouldn't have to play that game, right? Because that's a chance for them to get another loss. If Iowa goes to the Big Ten championship game and loses to Ohio State or whatever, they're not going to the playoffs. So what would help the Big Ten get 4 in is Indiana going undefeated, Ohio State going undefeated, and then let the chips fall where they may, whether it's Michigan, whether it's Iowa, who else? There's
Oregon.
one more team. Well, Oregon,
USC.
yeah.
USC. too.
USC's in there as well, because I think USC only has 1 loss.
Yeah.
So
Right now, in my opinion, those are the only 6 teams left in the Big Ten that can make the playoffs still. But this weekend will go a long ways of eliminating some people.
Yeah. This week it will eliminate Oregon maybe not Oregon, but it'll eliminate Iowa for sure.
Yeah.
If they lose to Oregon, it's going to eliminate Iowa.
Yeah. If they do it, Iowa gets eliminated. Oregon could lose to Iowa and win their other 3 games, and they will get in. They'll get in. It's only if they actually go 2-2, and then of course USC right behind them. I got them finishing the season 2-2 as well, for a 6-3 record. So this is going to be interesting. If Big Ten, if my scenario holds true, and I'm not an expert, guys, but if my scenario holds true, Big Ten may not get 4 teams into the playoffs. Our little buddy Vandy might be correct.
They're going to get 4.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just be out of those 4. It's going to be USC, Iowa, Oregon, or Michigan. I mean,
they had 4 last year too, right?
Yeah.
They did. But Indiana was number 4, was the 4th one last year, right?
Yeah. Which that's what I'm saying. But what is going to take place? They need Ohio State and Indiana to go undefeated. That's how the Big Ten will get 4 if those 2 go undefeated.
And I don't see any reason why they shouldn't, looking at their schedules.
Yeah.
The only thing
Ohio
that can
State,
be tripped
Michigan.
up, Ohio State is so much better than Michigan, and they shouldn't have lost to Michigan last year. They will not this year. I can promise you that. And I think Jaden guarantees a Ohio State win this year too, right?
Yeah, guaranteed one last year too, though.
We all did. Did. And Michigan had a worse team last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way they protected Sane at the beginning of the year, the way they're working with Julian Sane and Ohio, I mean, it's just masterful. The way they protected him against Texas, and you can just see the talent that he has. He is so accurate. Yeah. It's amazing how accurate he is, and they don't put him in a bad situation. Like, they could have tried to they didn't even throw to Smith against Texas, if I remember right. He had very little because they didn't even want to really throw the ball a lot. They were just pounding it, letting their defense win the Texas game. And as Sayan got more and more comfortable, now it's just like wide open. We're going to run the ball. We're going to throw the ball. Now they're just doing – but they just protected in the beginning of the year, and now they really look like the number 1 team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that he was the key. Remember how we talked about that he would be the key this year? New quarterback and everything, and I think he's doing a great job. I mean, Ohio State's quarterbacks always do a great job, even when even when they use a 3rd-string quarterback to get to a national championship.
Yeah.
Or was it a 4th-string quarterback? I don't remember.
It was the third. Braxton Miller hurt his shoulder, and then JT Barrett broke his ankle, and then Cardale Jones came in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, by the way, Hawkeyes 2017 wants to know if any of you will be at the Iowa-Nebraska game. He's going. He's going to see if he can go to that game too. But he wanted to know if any of you guys were going to go to that game, and all 4 of you live right there in the area. So
we do. We don't have any plans for it, I believe. I won't be able to for sure, but I don't know if these guys plan on going or not.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're going to kind of play it by ear and see. But it's weird with Tavian not going, the Hawkeye fans, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You always take him to Nebraska games, though, regardless.
Oh, he's secretly a Nebraska fan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I had
He
my
just
Hawkeye hat
he
on
can't-
last night.
He can't tell his dad that, though, right? Right?
No,
I had my Hawkeye hat on last
he has
night.
Nebraska gear in the closet.
Yeah.
God.
Good job, Tave. Way to wear your hat, buddy.
A lot of people did not like it that night, but
Yeah,
they
they
did
did
not.
They did not.
Mm-mm.
All right. We
The USC fans did, but
yeah.
that's about it.
Talking about USC. See, I'm hoping I can get to that game. I still don't have tickets for it, but I've got to find a way to fund it. Because not only do I have to buy one ticket, I have to
Yeah.
buy two for my driver. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I have another plan.
that's good.
I got another plan. I know a person that might be able
Or
to buy
you-
the tickets for us.
Or you can do what these three did and get a party bus or whatever the hell they did.
Yeah.
You can really have somebody else drive for you. Just get a party
Well-
bus and invite the neighbors.
Yeah.
Let everybody go.
I've already tried to invite myself with many of the Bakersfield fans driving down. We've been in discussions, and all of them said their cars are full. And one person said, "I don't want to take a complete stranger I don't know."
Yeah.
Wow.
I go, "Hey,
Can't
we
be
all
mad
live
at
in
that.
Bakersfield. We're all Hawkeye fans, you know." But the game is at. I don't think we have a game time for that yet, but it's either 2 or 2:30, I think.
It
12
can't be a
o'clock my
night
time.
game. The
Yeah,
best
it's
part
either-
about it can't be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either. I'm sorry, either my time will either be noon or 12:30. So that's good part for me because I can come home after the game. I don't have to drive home 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock
It's-
at night like I did against the UCLA game through all that LA traffic.
It's even better
Oh.
for the players though. They don't have to worry about being Michigan State playing at USC at 9:30 Central Time.
Yeah.
That's just silly.
Yeah. You know how many people wanted this Oregon game at noon, thinking that would affect that would affect
lot.
a lot.
I know a
would
lot
affect.
yeah.
Honestly,
Well, there's only two teams going. I know this is only one time zone in between the mountain. So you have like the West Mountain Central. Only two teams to have crossed two time zones to actually win games, and that's Ohio State and Michigan. So
And weren't they just overly powered on rosters to who they played? Like it
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah. I mean, those were the teams that win. Like when Oregon came to Northwestern, that was an early game, if I remember right, and they struggled big time with Northwestern, but they have so much more talent. Talent eventually won out. I think Oregon won 24 to
something. It was
10.
very low scoring. Yeah.
yeah. And Dean kept
Yeah.
going, "What's wrong with Oregon?" Well, hell, they had to play at 9 a.m. their time.
Mhm.
By the way, going west to Los Angeles is 2 time zones.
Mhm.
Just for the record, I thought you said it was just one.
No, he said 2.
I'm saying, yeah, from like the Eastern all the way over.
Oh yeah. I think somebody on the West Coast had to go to Maryland. That's not fair.
UCLA did.
Did Maryland and Rutgers have to go 3 time zones this year? Or was
I
that
think
last?
Rutgers had to play there last year, if I remember right. That was a night game as well.
Hmm.
Just similar to what Michigan State went through, going to
Yeah.
play at UCLA.
All right. Okay, so the Trojans. If I end up going to that game, I hope I don't go home having that music play in my hair or the band strikes up that fight song every time there's a first down, field goal, touchdown, anything that goes right. That last time I went to a USC game, it was USC versus Washington. A very high scoring game, by the way. And since I didn't have a dog in the fight, I really had fun. It was like 45-40 or something like that. But anyway, I think it took me a month to get that song out of my head. And then about that time, Fleetwood Mac comes out with their song Tusk. and they're having that fight song in the middle of their song. It's like, oh my God, guys, please stop it.
Yeah, but that stadium would just be fun to be in. I'd go to a game at USC just to be in that stadium one time. There's history there.
It was
The
great.
Coliseum is just.
I've been to a couple of games in there. Once with USC, and once when that was at one time that was the Rams' home stadium before they moved to the new SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
But and they brought in the 49ers. And of course, we all went for the 49ers. We took a busload of people down, went to that stadium to watch the 49ers. And this was in 2019, right before COVID hit. And we watched 49ers and George Kittle destroy the Rams. It was so much fun. And this was a Rams home game. But when you look around, everybody was wearing red. Everybody. And then I'm wearing my Hawkeye gear because I didn't have any 49er gear. And this guy comes up to me. He goes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I go, what did I do? He goes, you gave us George Kittle.
Yeah.
But Kittle had a hell of a game that game. I think he scored like 3 or 4 touchdowns that game.
So I have something pulled up here. This is as of October 9th. Michigan has since lost to USC. Its teams go in multiple time zones.
Okay, cool.
The only teams, as of, like I said, October 9th to do that, Oregon beat Northwestern. Oregon beat Penn State. USC beat Purdue. And then Washington beat Maryland.
That's
So
right.
those are the only ones.
So
as of October
we're
9th.
showing that the West Coast teams are not affected by multiple time zones.
Mm-hmm.
Because so far, none of the legacy Big Ten teams won.
So,
But they also, Rutgers isn't legacy. Neither is Maryland.
Not really.
But that goes with the talent. Did you hear who the teams were? Oregon
Yes.
playing at Northwestern, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when your
at
talent's that much,
Northwestern
it
and at
doesn't
Penn
really
State,
count.
yeah.
But when it's like Iowa, USC, like that's a kind of a closer challenge. If Iowa had to play a night game, that would suck. Whereas it can't be a night game, so it's probably going to be 2:30.
Could we, I hate this is mean. Can I just have a repeat of the last time we played USC when we took out their quarterback? Because that basically slowed down their offense.
We don't have to beat him up. We could do what Nebraska did to him. Jeez, he's trying to get kids injured. What the hell? Hey, you haven't played a commercial yet, Dean. Are you going to get in trouble?
Sure, let's go ahead and do that.
Last time you told me you were going to get in trouble. You keep forgetting the commercials.
I had no idea it was the same music, guys. Sorry about that. I tried to hit that button sooner.
It's better than that. It's better than that hardcore crazy music that they used to be.
Yeah, that's true. That one, I think that commercial's still here. I probably could run it, but I'm not included in that one, so I won't run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case what you guys are trying to figure out, everybody, when you watch that commercial break, we are part of the Villains Media Network. So I'm very fortunate to Andrew, who's done a lot to help me with this. And sometimes he's behind the scenes producing my show when I need a little extra help. Sometimes he'll come in here and he'll sneak on during the show, and he'll put me on a bunch of other channels. But I asked him for that tonight, and he didn't do it. So that means he's working. He's working. He couldn't do it because he would do it in a heartbeat. And I want to thank Brad and Brandon for introducing me to Andrew and getting me started in this network. The show has really taken off under this network and stuff. And I just want to say, if you're ever in South Carolina, go get that tattoo from Jimbo.
Doesn't that dude look like Chris Kelsey?
You think
Do you
so?
see it? The Philadelphia Eagles former center?
Yeah.
That dude that was doing the tattoos? Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Chris Kelsey? Or is it what Kelsey is it?
Jason?
Jason Kelsey, thank you. He looks like Jason Kelsey to me, like almost identical with that big beard.
All righty, guys. All right. Minnesota could still figure in the race if they would win out, but I doubt it because they've already got 3 losses on the season. But they could play spoiler.
I mean, they're
but
in
I
the
do
Big
have
Ten
them.
race, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I
They
got them
won't beat
going.
Oregon.
I got them going 2-1.
especially with PJ going to Auburn.
6-3. By the way, Northwestern has won their last game of the season. I got them going 0-4 to finish 3-6 in the Big Ten. UCLA is going to find one more win, but after that, they're done. They're toast. 1-3, 4-5.
I'm hoping their win doesn't come against Nebraska.
Yeah,
Right?
I got Washington going 3-1, but that one has to be Oregon. And so that would move them to 6-3 and jump them up a little bit. Illinois, I got them finishing 3-0. I don't know what happened with their season because they were very highly considered for a Big Ten title at the beginning of the season, and they just like the bottom fell out of their season. Anyway, but I don't see them losing again. 3-0, go 6-3. I got Nebraska going 2-1, losing to Iowa. They'll finish 5-4 and 8 right? With 8 wins, 8-4.
8-4.
Yeah, I got them going 8-4. Right?
I'm not 100% sure Nebraska will beat Penn State if they don't get Latif acclimated the correct
You're just
way.
trying to start an argument. Here we go. That's what I came for right here.
There we go.
I don't see it. And
This would be a good time for our Nebraska guy to pop in too.
And it's due. The game is in Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and that's always tough. No matter how good they are. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I think the Penn State Indiana game this week is in Penn State, if I'm correct. I know Big Noon's there.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
that's
not
right.
confident in any of these games, to be honest. They have to go to UCLA, who are off a bye week. So with the freshman quarterback, I don't know what's going to happen in that game. Then they go at Penn State, and then Iowa at home, and we all know what happens in that matchup. So I'll be happy with one more win.
And that
Losing
UCLA
Raiola-
game is also 8 p.m. too.
Mhm.
So it's a late game for Nebraska.
Yeah, that's
Good
terrible
Lord.
for them.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
And
10
losing
p.m.
Raiola,
start
I
here.
keep forgetting. Like, he broke his
Yeah.
leg, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke his
Fibula.
leg.
Broken fibula.
Yeah. By the way,
so-
how tough is
yeah.
that guy when he was bouncing around the sidelines back and forth trying to get back in the game yesterday?
Yeah.
It
have
honestly
to
didn't
go
look
back
that
and look at
bad
that.
at the game.
It did not look that bad, but obviously they found something when they checked him out and told him that he couldn't come back in.
Yeah,
And that type of tackle is illegal in the NFL.
yeah, it was
think-
ridiculous.
Outlaw that in college football as well, because that's like textbook of what they would show in the NFL if that were to happen, is something like that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But yeah, that kind of tells you that Raiola is part of a football family. Back in his uncle's day, they would play with a broken leg. There's legit NFL players that have played with a broke. Well, Dean, you know some of them because that was back in your day too. Like players would play with broken fingers. Ronnie Lott literally had his finger cut off so he could play. You guys know anything about that?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ronnie Lott messed up his finger, and they weren't going to let him play because he had to look like Flipper, you know. So Ronnie Lott said, "Cut it off." He had it cut off before, and he went out and played again the next week because they weren't going to let him play with the cast on.
Yeah.
So he cut off like the top half. Look it up. It's an interesting story. I bet there's a whole YouTube story about it. But he cut off the top half of his, I think, pointer finger or something, just so he could play football.
Wow. Wow.
Those were the days. You should know. You're a 49ers fan, aren't you, Dean? He was winning Super Bowls when he did that.
I wasn't a 49ers fan then. I was back in the Vikings. I didn't become a 49ers fan until Beathard and Kittle joined the team.
Okay.
And then by that time, the Vikings were making me mad because, they were doing this playing with their fans again. Oh, we're going to win 14 or 15 games and make the playoffs, and then we're going to go out in the first round and look like losers. I get so mad at the Vikings.
So looking at
anyway.
Go ahead.
Kelvin says that Jack Youngblood also played on a broken leg.
Yeah, that's one of them I was talking about.
Yeah.
That was back in the 70s, where he actually played in the NFL game with a broken leg. They didn't know it was broken until, back then they really couldn't tell anything, right? They didn't know it was broken until the game was over.
Yeah. Get this, guys. Get this. Okay, so yesterday I'm watching my grandson's soccer game. A player on his team, of course they don't call it, but gets basically tripped and pushed when he's got this ball. He's trying to go around a player. Anyway, they don't get the call in their favor. This kid goes down and hurts his ankle really bad. Okay? The kid had to be literally carried off the field, and he sat there through the next 2 quarters. He went out in the fourth quarter trying to do it, but he was hobbling around. You could see he wasn't himself. He got a hold of a ball, and he ran so fast with that ball, you couldn't even tell he had a lip. He just kept running and running and running until he got the ball in the position where they could score. But he just I couldn't believe it. I go, man, he acts like he's not even hurt. And then as soon as he gave up the ball, man, he practically couldn't stand. He was wobbling so bad. I swear to God, he broke something.
Adrenaline. Yep. They'll get you. They'll get you every time.
Yeah. By the way, they lost 3-1. The referee was really bad.
Realistically, I think Nebraska could possibly lose out the rest of the season without Raiola. That would be a possibility to me.
It's definitely possible.
They played Penn State, UCLA, and who else?
Iowa.
Okay, Iowa.
I think they'll beat UCLA. And, we can go back to the last 10 years. And it does not matter how bad Nebraska's quarterback is. The Iowa game is still always going to be close.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's always a toss-up. It's just Penn State on the road. That's tough.
Yeah.
And this is still a team with 5-star players. It's not
exactly
it's not like they lost their whole roster. The only thing they lost is their coach and their starting quarterback, and it's still a full roster of 5 stars. So it's still a tough game for them.
Yes, and they have Katron Allen still and Singleton. Yeah. And so as long as they have those two running the ball, Penn State can it can do anything.
I didn't look up Penn State's schedule, but could they win out the last 4 games?
They have to beat Indiana. I think they can win. They can win their next 3, but I don't think they can beat Indiana.
And Indiana's at home on Big Noon.
Yeah, they play this weekend.
So basically, it'll be up to the heart of the players, right? These are players that were expected a national title run. Yeah. So for me, with Penn State, it comes down to the heart of the team. Granted, they probably love their coach, and I know the administration, the Penn State administration, loves Terry. What's his last name? I can't remember his last name. He's Smith. A former wide receiver for Penn State. So they're going to give him every opportunity. So maybe the players will play for the coach.
And this is the
Okay, so Penn State has
That's
Indiana
game.
at home this week.
Oh,
They're at Michigan State. They could beat Michigan State.
They
Yeah.
could blow
Um,
Michigan State out.
They have Nebraska at home. Okay, without Raiola, we'll see. We'll see where how that goes. And at Rutgers, they should win that game. I mean, they're not going to go winless, are they?
But Jay,
I don't think so.
what does Penn State have that's a downfall that they keep losing because of? Who coaches
Jim Knowles.
their defense?
Jim Knowles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't coach.
every
You guys
week-
saying he can't coach?
Yeah, every week, Jaden makes a comment about Jim Knowles of Penn State DC. It's funny.
Well, if you watch the
Every
first
week.
possession of last week's game, Jeremiah Smith had 3 catches for 42 yards and a touchdown. He was single covered 3 times and won it 1-on-1 all 3 times. And like, what are you coached against these guys in practice last year, and you've even coached against Jackson Smith and Jigba and all those receivers, and you know not to go 1-on-1 against these guys. Why do you insist on still doing it?
Let me
don't
play
know.
devil's advocate on that since I have you right here. What would you do, like, because you have Tate on the other side? This
Mhm.
is what makes Ohio State so darn tough. You have Carnell, Tate, Smith. Like, seriously, though, like a defensive core. Then you got your running game, right? And you got a deadly accurate quarterback. Like, I mean, that's the thing is if you double cover Smith, Tate, you got to do something with Tate over here. And Tate was destroying them as well, right? Smith was destroying them, and then Tate was like they both had days. Did they both go over 100 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw at some point in the game. I don't know how much longer this was afterwards, but they had 10 targets for 10 catches and 236 yards, 2 touchdowns between the two of them. But
Good Lord.
if you look at that Minnesota game and you look at the Texas game, both of those teams bracketed Jeremiah Smith with the safety over the top, and then had left 1-on-1 coverage with Carnell Tate with another safety over the top, and kind of forced them to go underneath all game, which is why for the first part of the season, Ohio State was playing very, very, very slow because they were just doing what the defense was giving them. And now that they've shown that they can move the ball doing that, and it limits the amount of time that the other team has with how good our defense is, now they're trying to play as aggressive as possible, and that's what you saw against Penn State. They were sending blitzes trying to get at them because Penn State's not built to come back down a ton of points. So if they're going to get back in the game, they have to make it quick, and that's why those deep shots were given up in that game yesterday.
But I mean, what tells you the accuracy of saying was that deep shot to Tate and then that deep shot to Smith? Like legit saying doesn't miss. At Iowa, we missed those wide open receivers 40 yards downfield. Like, but saying hit them every time. Like legit hit them on the money so Smith could keep running. Yeah, I mean Ohio
So
State
he throws
fun
the
to
ball.
watch.
He throws the ball, his deep ball, like Russell Wilson, and it's just high and let the receiver run underneath it. He's not trying to zip it at somebody and like try to catch it in stride. It's just throw it up, let the receiver go underneath, and
he's the opposite of Gronowski at Iowa.
And that's all you have to do with
tries
those
to throw
two.
it on the line. Yeah, just throw it up and let him run under it. Yeah, put some loft on it. I agree.
Guys, I want
and that's what you saw yesterday. Jeremiah Smith. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead and finish your comment. I didn't know you weren't done yet.
Yesterday, you saw Jeremiah Smith was actually double teamed on one of the 50-yard catches he had. He was double teamed and the safeties over the top of that. So it kind of turned into a triple team, but he just ran right by them all. So
yeah, I know. I remember that because the announcer even said, the color commentator even said, I mean, double coverage, no problem. Because he just split the double team and the ball was thrown perfectly. So, it was. Yeah, no, Ohio State is just good. There's no way around it. Okay, Dean.
So, guys, okay,
the show must go on.
Yeah, this Lindy magazine that I got shows that for the Big Ten 4-year standings, Amazingly enough, Michigan and Ohio State are tied with Oregon at top for 31-5. Penn State's next for 26-10. Iowa's in 5th place at 25-11. And so the things I've seen, like with the coaching carousels going on right now, and what Kirk has done this year with this team, and and looking at stats like this, I said this on the show the other night that I was kind of advocating for it might be time to move on without Kirk, but I've changed my mind, and I said this, and I'm going to say it again because a different audience, that I think Iowa's damn lucky to have him right now. And I almost, when I said that on the show the other night, the two people I had with me, I thought were going to jump through the roof and right through the screen. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know you guys are laughing, but I just had to say that. What's that?
I was just going to say I do it every time you say crap like that. I mean,
no, but I just wanted to say that I've been saying stuff like that for a long time, and I'm now on the other boat. I'm taking PJ's boat, and I'm rowing it the other way.
He's going to be rowing his boat at Auburn.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I mean, and actually, the news media predicted right when they were doing their previews with on the Minnesota game, they said that this will probably be the last time we ever face PJ Fleck as a Minnesota coach.
That's sad
because people were sniffing around for him. Did you guys see his post game interview the other night after they won their game? Was it last night? Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, yes, because you guys wouldn't have seen it. They interviewed him, and it's just something I could never see Kirk doing. He just got all up hyped and screamed like he was one of the kids, and then he said, and then he looks into the camera and he says, "How about that for rowing the boat?"
But that's who he is. He's still a kid at heart. He's just a.
Yeah,
I mean,
I actually kind of like it. It's kind of refreshing, actually, between him and Finetti.
Cheesy. I mean, I think he'd be a great salesman as well. Like, he's just really cheesy. He's high energy. He's always just going. Yeah. That's what I just wonder if the South can handle his rowing of the boat and all that cheesiness.
Yeah,
that's what I wonder.
Yeah, and then there's Finetti. He's kind of refreshing too in his interviews. But you know what? I don't know if he knows this. He's so vain. He takes his glasses off as he's walking over to the interview and then hides his glasses. He thinks we don't see that. The cameras see that. We know you wear glasses, Finetti. We watched you wear them all during the game. If you think you're trying to look good for the cameras,
no, he's an old school coach. He's just straight to the point. He doesn't beat. That's why everybody calls him an a-hole, right? Very few people like him because he is an a-hole, but he's just an old school coach, and he's all about winning. He doesn't care. Like, even when his team's kicking butt, he acts like he's losing on the sideline. He doesn't care about anything but winning. And that's
he
why
probably gets that from Nick Saban.
I was just about to say, he's definitely Nick Saban vibes from him.
Yeah. For real. I agree.
Oh, yeah. Nick Saban, I got to tell you, if there's two coaches I never hated so much in my life, Nick Saban and Urban Meyer, but boy, listen to them on TV during their analysis at game times on these game day shows. I got to tell you, no wonder these guys have won so many games. These guys know their crap.
Yeah. I think one of the best additions to College Game Day was Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Tavian, if you have time to watch podcasts, you got to watch the A&F podcast. Those two, they go detailed into plays. Like, they talk about the pin and pull with the offense. Like, they legit get into it and they show highlights of plays. They're the best Hawkeye podcast about the inside of the game.
Yeah,
for the A&F boys.
Yeah, even Chad Lysico pumps them up.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're twins that graduated from Iowa. They didn't play football, but they obviously know a lot about it. But they get so detailed. It's so cool the way they do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Dean
so I just want I don't actually watch them as much as you think I do because I got a life with a wife and grandkids and stuff, and I got activities outside the home, so I'm not like some people and stay home all day and watch podcasts.
Kelvin will say otherwise. He
I
sends
know.
you everything. He sends us everything, actually.
Well, I also told him, and he knows this, that I don't watch every single thing he sends me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm not trying to put Calvin down or anything like that, but I mean, you know, that's the reason why Calvin's on our regular podcast is because he does watch all these things. He picks up all these tidbits, and he's able to inform people what's going on. Where I don't have time to watch them all, he does, and so he's very good at what he does. And he very much loves his Hawkeyes. He very much loves Kirk Ferentz, and he very much loves Jen Jensen and everything about Iowa sports. So
I was going to say every Iowa coach. Just say he loves every Iowa coach.
yeah, he does. Okay, guys. Okay, I want to end on this note because it is getting kind of late, but I kind of wanted to go over what Lindy's predicted to see, and they're not as far off as we think they are. They had Ohio State 1, Oregon 2, Michigan 3. So far, those guys are in the top 3 or 4, 5. USC 4. They may have gotten that one wrong, but you know what? Time will tell. You know, we still got, end of November that could have. Of course, Penn State was picked number 5, so they're actually the only ones that didn't buy into the hype that they were going to the championship game this year. But they still had them finishing 5th in the Big Ten. Nebraska number 6, Washington number 7, Maryland number 8, guys. Who writes these things for Lindy's magazines? Even us, Jason, even you and I, when we did our preseason podcast, didn't have these guys that high.
And Jaden, where'd you have him?
Mm-mm. I had him at 5-7, 2-7 in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't have them that high. I know I didn't. Wisconsin number 9. So they did expect a drop off for Wisconsin, which they've had for a couple years now. But they'll probably finish in dead last. Rutgers at number 10. Iowa at number 11. I think unless Iowa's bottom falls out, they don't finish anywhere near 11. Illinois number 12. So actually that's about right for where they're at now. So this magazine got Illinois right. UCLA 13th. They got that right. But here, guys, here's the kicker. Indiana number 14. They went. They swung and missed hard like the rest of us did. Minnesota 15th, Michigan State 16th, Northwestern 17th, Purdue 18th. So I mean, they kind of hit on some of them, but kind of missed on the others. But I just thought it was interesting to see what they picked compared to where they are now, and some of those teams could still end up in those spots by the time of the season. Yeah. Calvin does correct you, Jason.
I saw that.
Yeah. Put it up there for everybody to read it.
But I was saying they didn't. I was saying they didn't play for Iowa, but I didn't know they played college football. I was told wrong, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'll believe Kelvin though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Calvin was just kind of waiting in the wings to see if we would run his name into the ground or something.
Those two, man, they get into it. It's so funny.
We do.
A couple old dudes going at it is so funny.
Sometimes I feel like our text messages to each other can get kind of cantankerous, but
he's pulling out the cantankerous.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we're just a couple old dudes. I'm a little older than he is, though.
Oh,
yeah. But Calvin he's a good resource. That's why I invited him to be a part of this show, and he can correct us, and he knows his stuff, and he never writes stuff down. He just knows it.
Yeah, he's my media guy. I told him he's my media guy. I don't follow Chad and all them. I follow Calvin.
Call Calvin. Don't call Chad. Yeah. Guys, any last words that anybody wants to say before we end this for the night?
Yeah, I think Nebraska will beat Iowa to end the year. That's my final thing.
Jason, you know what to do with that one.
Yeah. Well, it's Brett. I won't go at him like I would somebody else, but it's okay. We should have another one of these the day after or the Sunday after that game.
Oh, that would not be nearly as fun.
Alrighty.
But yeah, I mean, go Hawks. I think this weekend will tell the Hawks' future. If they lose this game, they're just back to a normal season. They could go 9-3, whatever, right? But if they went out, they could be in the playoffs. They got to beat Oregon. I think they can. I said that in preseason, Oregon was the team I thought they could beat instead of Penn State, and well, I'm here for it. I'm ready. Hopefully, we get to go to the game, Dave.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah, and I will be at a men's Bible retreat, so I will not get a chance to watch the game. And because it's no cell phones, I won't even if cell phones were allowed, the reception will be so spotty. I wouldn't be able to get a look at it anyway.
I mean,
so,
Jesus loves football too. He wouldn't mind just watch the game and then.
I'll get home on Sunday afternoon sometime, probably late Sunday afternoon. I'll run through it real quick so I can do the podcast that night with you boys.
There we go.
Even if this is one that even if it's a loss, I'm going to have to go through it so I can talk intelligently.
I mean, it's Oregon though, right? Even if they do lose, if they play Oregon the way they did Indiana, I mean, it still will be a good.
Yeah, but it still hurt. It still hurts because we should have won that Indiana game.
Well,
again, it was it's an injured quarterback who,
Yeah. Nebraska's feeling that same thing. They would have beaten USC, I believe, if Raiola doesn't get hurt. I mean, injuries are part of the game. Not everybody's like Ohio State, who has stacks of 5 stars. Just down the list. They even have a Tavian on their team, if you guys didn't know. Tavian St. Clair. I believe he was
the quarterback.
A 5-star. Yeah, he's a quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah. So
Ohio State, I mean, they probably pay these guys, but also they convince these guys you're going to go and you're probably going to sit on the bench for 2 years or so before you get to play, but don't worry, you'll get to play. But we got five stars ahead of you, but you're the next 5-star. You're the one that's coming in next. Somehow they can talk them into it, because there's a lot of players that would not. They want to go play from their freshman year on. They want to go find the money and playing time somewhere else, and you got to give credit to Ryan Day and the program that's been, because they find a way to keep these guys, get them and keep them.
Yeah. I'll end on this note about Oregon.
Okay.
If you look at, they played, I want to say at 3 physical opponents: Penn State, Northwestern, and Indiana. All 3 of those games that they played, they did not look good at all. They looked very beatable. So as long as Iowa stays physical, play Iowa football, I think that this would be a very close game.
I agree. I mean, honestly,
I agree.
Wait, sorry, Tate, go ahead.
Oh, I just said I agree.
I was just gonna say, the way Indiana played Oregon, right? They smashed them. I mean, I really believe Iowa could come in and run the football on them, play physical, like you said, Jay. You just kind of wear them down. I mean, that's what I really believe that. Iowa's not going to sell me like Kansas State did. They're actually going to run the ball.
Yeah, I think Iowa keeps it close. I don't know what the spread is or anything, but I think Iowa has a chance to win out.
Oregon's
5.5.
5.5. Over under is 43.5.
43.5 is pretty low.
They're not expecting a lot of points to be scored then.
That's really low. Boy, I might bet the over on that one. That's really low. I bet the over goes up, though, throughout the week. I'm probably going to have to get on that early. What?
You'd probably have to do that, now.
Now, yeah, I agree.
And same with the spread. You'll
guys.
get those people who don't really pay much attention to football, and they'll see Oregon and Iowa, and they'll just put a ton of money on Oregon. So you can, if you want to bet Oregon, that's the best time to do it now. But Iowa bets, you can probably wait.
Yeah.
And then you'll get a better value for it.
Oh, I agree.
There you go.
I agree with that part.
Listen to this young man already know his betting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys.
All three of
thank
these
you.
boys bet. So-
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for the show. It was very informative, but we had a good time, and I've been wanting to do a show like this where we just kind of focused on the Big Ten and talk about the teams and stuff. And doing one at the end of the season would be kind of fun too, if you guys want to
Yeah.
do it again.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Let's
Well,
get out of
thanks
here.
for having us on. It was
Go
fun.
Hawks!
Go
Brett,
on.
Oh,
go
wait.
Hawks! Come on, let's see it.
Go
Go
Big
Hawks!
Red.
Go on.